But in our sequence, again, first is regular practice, second is patient, third is observation, and fourth is analysis based on what we do with that observation. And after that comes discrimination. The principle of choosing the best alternative is called discrimination and is the fifth principle for developing control of the mind. The reason one experiences failure is because he does not know how to make decisions at the right time and place. His faculty of discrimination cannot decide in time because there is no strength behind it. One Urdu poem says, "When I was young, I had strength, but I had no wisdom. Now that I am old, I have wisdom, but no strength." When one does not know how to decide things in time, there is a misuse of strength and a lack of wisdom. He cannot decide things in time because he has no determination, no willpower, and no understanding of one-pointedness. All success in the external and internal world depends on these factors. Therefore, as one progresses from one step to another, it is very important to understand the mind and how it functions. Okay, he comes to number 6. Once you have analyzed and decided what to do, then you should determine to carry it out. Determination is and note that this determination is several steps in. He never puts this suggestion of determination at the front end. Sometimes it sounds like first we should have this determination. But there's preliminary steps, which obviously involve some determination, but now's when you really need the determination. Because you've been observing the contents of the mind, you've been analyzing it, and you've been making decisions about what to do with it, and now's when you need determination. Determination is the 6th principle, but it should not be confused with obstinacy. Determination expands, but obstinacy contracts. Determination is slowly and gradually built by the willpower of a one-pointed mind. It's a natural byproduct of the one-pointed mind. Elsewhere, Swamiji points out that this willpower that's being talked about is not some secondary skill. It's that thing that comes when we have coordinated the major functions of mind, manas, chitta, ahankara, and buddhi, and they all together become one-pointed. And through the one-pointedness, there is a natural byproduct that is this determination. But it's not this separate mental skill that we're trying to gain. It's, oh, I'm going to be more determined. That's useful. But what it really comes from is the one-pointedness of mind. Developing willpower is like letting an internal earning grow. Just as one earns money, puts it in the savings, and is called rich when the interest mounts, so one should let his mind become rich from the willpower within him. One's willpower is at his disposal if his mind is one-pointed and concentrated. He is the one-pointed and concentrated. Then the will is there. The more dissipation one has, the less willpower he has, and a dissipated mind is a constant source of stress. Developing the skills of one-pointedness and determination is very simple, and one doesn't have to sit down and meditate to learn them. One can practice them while completing the activities of his everyday life. All he has to do is understand one thing. Whenever he does anything, he should do it with full attention. No matter what he does, he should pay attention to it. For when one pays attention, he will find that he has improved his concentration or one-pointedness. And then the willpower, the determination, comes from that. No matter how many mantras you have, no matter how many gurus you claim, you will never learn meditation by just sitting in a corner for 15 minutes and then remaining uncontrolled the rest of the day. Doing something half-heartedly means that one is distracted. We must learn to pay full attention to what we were doing all of the time. This is a sign of growth. Paying full attention will make one aware of the quality of his work. Then later he can analyze it. I have done this much, but to raise the fruits of my actions properly, I should have done more, you're saying to yourself. All mental powers, such as psychic powers, mind control, voluntary control, getting a hunch, and going to the source of intuition, depend on one faculty, the faculty of determination. All of those intuitions depend on determination. How did you get the determination? One-pointedness. When do you do that? Right in the middle of life. Pay attention to everything. And pay attention to breath. And pay attention to all of the stuff going on in the mind field. And the body. And relationships. And. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. And from that comes willpower or determination. And that leads to intuition, which he says here. Intuition depends on one faculty, the faculty of determination. With this strength, one can work with himself to create physical, mental, and spiritual health. This is where he started, talking about physical, mental, and spiritual health. With this strength, one can work with himself to create physical, mental, and spiritual health. With which strength? It says with this strength. With the strength of determination. How did we get the strength of determination? Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. The inner aspects of mind coordinate, work together with oneself, and you become one-pointed. That leads naturally to determination. When do you do it? Constantly. Yeah. When one learns to become a self-healer, to think positively, he can progress. When one starts dealing with his mind and giving it an object to focus upon, this focusing of mind is called concentration. When one has developed the ability to focus the mind, then he learns to expand that ability to focus the mind, and this is called meditation. Without the expansion of individual consciousness, the individual does not grow, but remains within the boundaries which he has built with his petty desires and narrow-mindedness. Expansion is a law of life, and to go against it is to create more ignorance for oneself. And we come to number 7. When one has analyzed the situation, decided what to do, and determined to do it, then he should take action. If he does that, he will not fail. But if he does not take that final step, number 7, even when he knows what to do and how to do it, he will not succeed. Knowledge means that one knows what to do, knows how to do it, and takes action in time. On time. There is a Sanskrit word, apta, which means he who does and says whatever he thinks. Thinking, saying, and doing are the same for him. They're all in alignment. If one does not act, then he is not experimenting on what he has analyzed and decided in his thinking process. And this means that he is not wholly confident. And if one is not confident, he cannot be self-reliant. For self-reliance comes when one has performed his action. Then and only then can one weigh his own capacity. And if you don't have self-reliance, what kind of reliance do you have? reliance on everybody else, on all of the other data that the world gives it.